Hello, welcome to chapter 1. This chapter presents basic ideas and concepts. Consider this introductory material to managerial economics. So let's start. First, a definition of economics. Economics is a social science that deals with making decisions to satisfy unlimited wants and needs subject to scarce or limited resources. The basic goal of economics is to allocate resources in the most efficient way. This means the efficient use of factors of production such as labor, capital, electricity, water, time, etc. The challenge is to achieve this efficiency when these factors of production are not unlimited, but scarce. But how is this related to management? Well, managerial economics is the application of economic principles to managerial decision making. In other words, managerial economics is the study of how to direct scarce resources in a way that most efficiently achieves a managerial goal. Therefore, managerial economics can answer questions such as, should a company purchase components from other manufacturers? Or should a company specialize in making one type of computer or different types? Or how many computers should a company produce? And at what price should the company sell them? Since the goal of most companies is to maximize profits, another important concept is the difference between accounting profits and economic profits. Accounting profit is the difference between total revenue and total cost of production, or explicit cost. Explicit costs include raw materials, payroll, construction, and any other cost that implies an out-of-pocket expense for which there is an accounting record, such as a receipt or an invoice. On the other hand, economic profit is the difference between total revenue and cost of production, or explicit cost, and implicit cost. Implicit costs are what economists call opportunity cost. That is the best alternative use that we give to a certain resource or good when we use it for something else. You will find a good example for this in the for further study slides on this chapter. Now, on this class, we will always assume that companies exist and operate in the pursuit of maximizing economic profits both in the short and in the long run. This basically means that managers are not trying to minimize cost, they are not trying to maximize sales, not trying to maximize the value of the stock of the company or the perks the CEO gets. No, instead, they aim at making as much money as possible, what we call maximizing profits. Okay, this is a busy slide. The basic idea is to show the different factors that can impact the profit level and profit potential of companies. This includes supply and demand factors in the market for factors of production, such as labor, and in the markets for goods and services, such as complements or substitutes. They also include how easy or how difficult it is to enter the industry and how much competition the company faces. Think of this chart and the corresponding section in your textbook as the attractions to come in future chapters. In future chapters, we will discuss, for example, the importance of incentives, particularly the role of profits. We will also discuss the incentive structure within the company to motivate employees to work harder. Also, in future chapters, we will discuss the market forces of demand and supply, as well as the role of the government in making sure markets work properly. Make sure you read this section in your textbook, which discusses the different kinds of rivalry among the different economic entities that participate in economic activity. Another important concept is the concept of present value, particularly with regard to the time value of money. Managers can use present value analysis to properly account for the timing of receipts and expenditures. You will find an example in the for further study slides of this chapter. Finally, one of the most important tools in economics is marginal analysis. This tool is used, for example, to determine the level of output Q that maximizes profits, which in this slide is defined as the difference between total benefits, BQ, and total cost, CQ. So how does marginal analysis work? Well, the first step is to derive marginal benefits, MBQ, which is the change in total benefits when there is a change in production Q, and also to derive marginal cost, MCQ, which is the change in total cost when there is a change in production Q. The marginal benefits then are equal to the difference between marginal benefits and marginal cost. The second step is to apply a very important principle. To maximize profits, the manager should increase the managerial control variable up to the point where marginal benefits equal marginal cost. In this example, this means to increase production Q. This condition is a golden rule in economic analysis. Remember it well. You will find an example in the for further study slides of this chapter. But basically, what this mathematical condition is doing can be easily seen in a chart. The slope of the benefits function is what we call marginal benefits, and the slope of the cost function is what we call marginal cost. When these are equal, the difference between marginal benefits and marginal cost is maximized, which is precisely one of the most important goals managers are aiming to accomplish. Another way to see this is by looking at some inequalities. If marginal benefits are larger than marginal cost, by increasing production, managers can increase profits. Why? Well, because the extra benefits of producing more exceed the extra cost. However, if marginal benefits are lower than marginal cost, profits can only increase if production is reduced. Why? Because the extra cost of producing more exceed the extra benefits. To conclude this introductory material, remember to include all costs and benefits when making decisions, especially opportunity cost. When decisions span time, make sure you are comparing apples to apples. In other words, apply present value analysis. And remember that optimal economic decisions are made at the margin. In other words, apply marginal analysis. Okay, see you in the next chapter.